we had a little lamb.
From the classiest radio station on the air, this is...
Welcome to the Black Rabbit's Curse, where every shadow hides a sinister verse. Hear the airs that can tales of terror twist in your head into the dark unknown, where fear takes root and chills the bone. Beware, dear traveler, for once you're here, the curse may linger year after year. Below the surface, the lake that takes. There's something about Lake Lanier that feels wrong. Locals say it's cursed. The water doesn't just drown, it claims. Boats capsize in calm weather, people vanish without a ripple, and the ones who survive swear they saw hands beneath the surface pulling. But nobody ever really leaves that place the same. Leah, a seasoned diver with the Georgia Research and Recovery, 32, cool-headed. She's seen bodies pulled from rivers, bayous, even the Chattahoochee flood season. But Lanier? Different. When a teenage boy disappeared from the weekend jet skiing trip, they called her in. He was right here, the father said, pointing to the water. We turned around, and he was gone, just like that. The surface was still glassy, like it had never been disturbed. Leah geared up and plunged in. Lanier wasn't just a lake. It was a flooded town. Entire streets, homes, graveyards drowned to create reservoir. Leah swam past cracked chimneys, street lamps, rusted street signs covered in soap, and then she saw something weird. A school bus parked, perfectly upright. No one had ever mentioned that in the briefing. Its windows were foggy, but something moved inside. A silhouette? She approached. Inside was a boy, eyes wide, hand pressed against the glass. Not struggling, not swimming, just staring. Behind him, shadowy figures filled the seats. Children, pale, expressionless, all watching her. Suddenly, the boy's mouth opened, and bubbles didn't come out. Instead, she heard a voice in her head.
We never left.
The bus began to sink deeper into the pitch black. Leah kicked fast away, heart hammering. Back on the boat, Leah couldn't explain it. The others joked about Lanier's ghosts, but she stayed quiet. That night, she reviewed her underwater footage, and around the 11-minute mark, she froze the frame. A doll's hand reached out from behind the mailbox at the bottom of the lake. Not rubber, not plastic, but human looking. Too detailed. She rewound, zoomed. It was a child's hand, stitched at the wrist with what looked like old shoelaces, and nails were moving, scratching. She paused the video. The screen flickered, then static, Then a face appeared. Hers. But smiling wrong. Her voice, but layered with a child's giggle, whispered, "Come play." She ripped the power cord from the wall. The next day, she went back alone. She drove deeper, past everything mapped, past sunken tractors, submerged roads, even a graveyard with open crypts. That's when she saw it. A white 2-story house, perfect condition, porch light on. She approached cautiously, flashlight cutting through the murk. The front door opened by itself. Inside, the water was still, but the furniture floated like it was stuck in time. Pictures on the walls showed black families in old-timey clothes, faded, waterlogged, but their eyes followed her. Upstairs in the hallway, she found a girl in a white dress, floating mid-air, black hair twisted in 2 puffballs, wide, unblinking eyes. Her dress looked new. The girl raised a hand, pointed.
You're not supposed to be here yet.
Leah bolted, kicking towards the surface. The water around her darkened. Then she heard voices, familiar ones. Her mother, who passed 3 years ago. Her niece, who drowned in Alabama at the age of 7. Her own voice, screaming in reverse. Then a 4th voice, clearer than the rest. A little boy.
You were born in the water. You'll end in it too.
She gasps awake on the boat deck. Sunset. No one around. The boat was docked perfectly, like she never left. Her wetsuit was dry. No footage, no equipment, nothing wet. She drove home in silence, still shaken, mind spiraling. Had it all been in her head? She unlocked her apartment, stepped inside, stopped. Her living room was full of water, hip deep. Floating in the center, the same white house, miniature, still glowing. A child's laughter echoed from the kitchen. She turned. The girl in the white dress stood there.
You came back just like the others.
Leah stumbled backwards and fell into the water in her living room. But when she surfaced, she wasn't in her apartment. She was back in the lake, inside the bus. In the window reflection, she saw herself. Except her eyes were glassy, her lips stitched shut. A row of children sat behind her, all smiling. The bus began to rise. A new family was jet skiing overhead.
We never leave Lake Lanier.
The stitched mouth girl whispered.
We just wait for more.
Sit here, heart
Below
still
the
racing,
surface,
eyes wide open.
the lake.
Remember, the terror doesn't end when the video does. You may try to forget, but the shadows have a way of following. The whispers grow louder each night, don't they? So go ahead, close your eyes, if you dare. But know this, you're not alone. Not anymore. But the Black Rabbit's curse has seen you, and it's waiting. So what happens when the lights go out? If you want to find out, make sure you come back. But next time, will you be ready? Sleep well. Or don't. Sit